Shalom. This is 2Esdras, chapter 7. And when I made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me an angel. Okay? And it says, which had been sent unto me the nights afore. Alright? And these angels were to give revelations. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I come to tell thee. I said, Speak on my power, my God. Then said he said unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, right, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. And this is describing this walk that we're on, right? It says the entrance were narrow and like a river, narrow. And this truth is very narrow and position of difficulty. That's what straits mean, right? And it's straits written in S-T-A-I-T-S, straits, right? Dire straits. And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. But the case and entrance were narrow like a river. Who can then go into the sea, right? To look upon it, right? Key thing, to look upon it and to rule it, if he went not through the narrow. So before you want to enter into that place and that sea, because every river leads to a sea, how could you enter into it unless, check this out, he went through the narrow? How could he come into the broad? And we know every river is linked to a sea, so you would have to go through the narrow first to get to the broad. Okay. And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. There is another thing. A city is builded, the city set upon a broad field, and is full of good things. Right? And that city is the kingdom. Okay. And the entrance thereof is narrow. Right? Difficult. And it's set in a dangerous place to fall. It's so easy to fall. Right? Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, okay, and on the left the deep water. Whew. This is describing the path of this truth. A fire on one hand, right? A fire on on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. Key thing, deep water. So there's fire on one side, water. You got to think of it like, if I go too much to the one side, on the right side, I'm gonna fall into that fire. If I go too much to the left side, I'm gonna fall into that water and drown. Yeah, that's the path of this truth, right? That's why we have to look forward and straight forward, and only one path between them both. One path, okay. Between them both, even between the fire and the water. So it's one straight path, and you got to imagine there's fire on one side, water on the left side. You could either drown or get caught up in that fire. So small that there could be one man go there at once. It's so small, just one man can go in at a time. Nobody can hold your hand, but there is men in front of you and there's men behind you. Some of them fall into the water, some of them fall into the fire. But you got to keep moving. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, right? If he shall never pass the danger set before it, key thing, danger, right? How shall he receive this inheritance? So if you don't even pass the danger that is set before you, how are you going to receive that inheritance? A lot of men just put one foot in and they have 1 foot out, and they think, oh no, that's too much. You got to put all into this, everything. Okay. And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, this is when this all started. When was the decree that now is done? All right, that's why it's so difficult. That's why the path is so difficult. When were the entrances of this world made narrow, difficult, right? Full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils, and very, very painful. Okay. Whew. For the entrance of the elder world were wide and sure, because all we knew was good, right? And brought a mortal fruit. If they then that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those things laid up for them. And it says somewhere in the scriptures as well, somewhere in Luke, seek to enter into the straight. Yahweh said that, for you shall not be able to. There'll be a time where you shall not be able to. That straight path. Okay. Ready? This is ready serious. Come on. And it says, now therefore, why despisest thou thyself, seeing that art a corruptible man? Why do I move wherever that are but mortal? So this is basically letting you know about the path that we are in. Oh, it's very narrow. You see why there's only a few that can really walk this thing out. Okay. And we can also go to Matthew's and me shut off on that. But I really wanted to get these lessons out. Right? So let's go to Matthew's now. Alright. Go straight to Matthew's. 7. And we're going to jump to... Where's that one about the path? I haven't been on that scripture for a long time as well. Is it Matthew 7:24? You're going to have to bear me just a minute. I can't even remember what one it is now. But I'll paraphrase. Straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leads... here it is. Matthew 7:13. Enter into the straight gate. Right? For wide is the gate and the broad ways that lead to destruction. So some of you may say, well, that's a contradiction. No. It's still parabolically speaking concerning the narrow path, because one may say to enter, well, you just brought out that first scripture concerning going through the straight river to enter into the broad sea, which is full of good things. Yeah, but it's still acquainting to salvation. All right? Enter into the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and there be many that go in there, but straight is the gate, narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, few there be that find it. So the main premise is that narrow key thing, that narrow path. Alright? That's the key thing. And it's going to be full of all types of perils, dangers, and so forth. And so forth. And you know what this reminds me of? The wilderness. When we were going through the wilderness, what did we have to go through? We saw idols, all types of things, but we had to remain focused on Yahweh Shai. Okay? And this is when we were coming out of Egypt. Right? There was plenty of temptations there, but we had to look forward. So with this, I hope this was edifying. And on to the next one. Shalom.